day to you, very good morning to you, and I know some of you could be watching this very much into the night. I'm JT and this is Best of You on Focus Media SA. Thank you so much for taking time out to watch this. This is the very first test of the Best of You series, and as you can see, I'm seated here with Miss Chatterbox herself as my very first guest. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing, girl?
I'm great, and how are you?
I couldn't do better. How does it feel to be on my set?
Oh, it feels amazing. It feels
Amazing.
cozy.
Cozy. All right,
I
there
can
you
get
there you
used to
have it.
this.
There you have it. It feels cozy in this particular set. It may be you sitting on this seat, one of those times that we got some story that will actually motivate someone, encourage someone. Well, this could be the seat where you sit at. But hey, as I said, this is the very first test of the set. And we're going to take it off and just because we're just coming, from the level 5, level 4, level 3, and now we are at level 2 lockdown. Let's start back at level 5. What are the kind of things that we enjoyed or missed? Let's start with the things that we enjoyed.
Oh, actually, there's a lot. The first thing that stands out for me is sleeping in. Like you would wake up at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
But
and
more than half the times, it was not really 2 o'clock, and I told you that it was 2 o'clock. I didn't want you to feel bad.
But you got to rest and not worry about going to work or going to school or doing anything. It was so amazing.
So for you, it was all
a vacation.
A vacation.
Yeah.
You didn't miss school. All right. What else did you enjoy?
I don't know, actually. I think it's because we got that time to spend with the family and bond with each other and being around each other, and we learned more about each other when we were in one place. So it was awesome.
All right. And the downside about it, level 5 lockdown?
The essential goods. We couldn't buy sweets or ice cream or go to McDonald's. I was bombed. I was even KFC's closed. Then that was over.
Okay, so that's what it was about.
Yep.
And but what do you understand about the dangers and the risks of COVID-19? Did you get anything? Did you get any reason? Was it important for us to stay in, or should we have just braced it out and gotten out and go to your favorite place, the beach, for instance? What are some of the important things to note about COVID-19 as far as you're concerned?
COVID-19 has been the most downside of this year, and it's shown us that we should really take care of ourselves. When you see now, when you go to public places and you watch videos of how we interacted as people before lockdown, you'd see how people were close to each other. Maybe at the concerts, people were so close to each other that there was no space, and you'd see the hygienes, people without washing their hands. Now with COVID-19, we have learned to sanitize, wash our hands regularly, and it's been a big impact. It has also its good sides by us helping each other of understanding distance and how to keep our hygiene.
Right. I'm taking that one, the one of the distance. I remember one of the times I actually posted something on my Facebook page to say that people who actually smoke cigarette, please, even if you have had a mint, your breath is not really minty. Try to keep it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one of the things that actually became a bit of a stretch was having to deal with schoolwork. How was that for you?
Actually, for me, it was the best thing yet.
Okay.
I got to usually at school when my teacher was talking and we learned, I didn't get as much attention as you guys gave me. You could say, okay, this is wrong, how should I do it? And you actually found a way how to explain things to me, and I was like, oh, okay, Daddy's trying to explain this, and there's fun parts about it. You can help me to remember it and know it by heart. So that was the best side about it.
Is this a time where I actually get to blow my own trumpet? Well, not me. Let me not do that, rather. But having said that, I think the most important thing to take out of this, in fact, what Thato is saying is, COVID-19 has really just flipped us upside down, and one of the positives about it is that it has really shown us, some of us, how much ill prepared we are, for the unplanned and unprepared for situations. But for others, it has actually, forced us to go into a space where we, dug dovetail and actually do things that we never thought we would do, because now at this point in time it's a do or die kind of a situation. So that's one of the positives that came with it. And in fact, a lot of other things actually have had to come into place. Things like learning new ways of communication without really going, out and meeting each other. And there was the issue of church. How was that for you?
That was really a bummer for me. It's not the same. You can watching a service with your phone or at the TV. It's not the same at all. You can't interact with your neighbor. You can't interact with the space around you. The atmosphere changes when you're gathered with people who are here to serve the Lord. And it was very difficult for me that we couldn't experience that as a church. So that was the downside of it.
But coming to look to think of it, this COVID-19 thing is really going to be with us for quite some time. And now at level 2, churches, in fact from level 3, churches were allowed to continue, but with the maximum number of 50 people. Even though we still can go to church, the fact of the matter is that we still cannot interact the way we normally used to. Is that going to be better to go to church and be about 50 or less and still not interact, or is it the same as having not gone to church at all? Is it better that way? Or?
I can't say if it's better. It's the same as watching the service on the screen, because you can't. Church was amazing for me. Church was the best day ever. So when you got to see people and the pastor say, high five your neighbor, look at your neighbor and tell her that she looks beautiful. You see, those kind of interaction, it was such heartwarming, and people felt free. And now if we are distance from each other, it's the same as watching service from the screen.
All right, but at least you can turn around and say, neighbor, I like Ibunzi love. All right, but then this now brings me to another thing which is very, very important. Schooling. You can still go to school and observe the social distancing and all of those other protocols to make sure that you're safe. But do you think that school kids can keep the social distancing? Honestly,
no.
How come?
I've seen pictures on maybe social media's Facebook. People who taking pictures and their masks are out, they place them here and taking pictures, hugging each other. Look, we're kids. We don't think of this kind of things. When you see your friends, you go, oh, show me, and go it's just not preventable. If you send kids to school and say, okay, you should not touch each other, you should not borrow each other's things, that's gonna be a difficult one.
From the very first day, you actually showed us some of the pictures of your friend from school, and the social distancing thing was not working. And how do you feel about that? Because now we're expecting you to go to school, and we're expecting you to be responsible and actually, do what you're supposed to do. One of the things that I said to your principal is that since level 5, literally, I've kept you in the house. You didn't even go to the shops and everything like that. But now comes a time when you have to go to school. You still are supposed to observe social distancing. But now your friend comes charging at you. Do you think it's possible to actually deal away with those and stop your friend from charging at you?
I don't think it would be possible. Some people may take offense, actually, that you're like, no, don't come near. They're like, hey, bro, what's wrong with you? We don't have COVID-19. Did you say I have COVID-19? You see? And you try to distance yourself from other learners. I don't think it would be the best part. The best thing is homeschooling, or we could do
studying from home.
From home, yeah.
All right, but then there's also this last question that I'm actually interested in. Think about it before you answer me. Do you think that 2020, as it is, do you think that there's any progress that you guys can make? And I want you to think about it. don't think about it from that point of view that make us fight, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, let's think about it from that point of view that make us, think objectively about the future and the things that I've been telling you about going to school, not just to learn, but going to school to actually get a skill so that you can be in a position to make something of yourself. Do you think you have learned with all these interruptions that were happening? Do you think there's anything that you can say, I've learned a lot, or what was your experience for this particular year in terms of learning?
I think I've learned patience and trying to understand the situation around you, and trying to observe and try to get blended into what's going on. And you can't change the situation, but you need to try to find a way how to deal with it. So I think what I've learned this year is, I could say, is trying to be patient enough to know when it's time to do what is right, and to know what is time to do something out of the normal.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's Miss Titi right there, giving it like it is. I've always loved talking to her because she always has something to say. Well, as I said, this is the first test of the Best of You series in Focus Media SA. Thank you so much for joining me, baby.
It's a pleasure.
Always available.
I'm coming back for more.
And she means it when she says it's a pleasure.
I mean it.
You take care. Remember to keep a safe distance and keep sanitizing. Be very much aware. We might be at level 2 of lockdown, but COVID-19 is not at level 2. It's still the same. So you take care. God bless.